What is up, everybody? This is Tikoi, also known as Richard, and today we're going to be showing you another game of the French versus the English and why you shouldn't be afraid when Spearmen come out. So this was a really decent game where I knew the English is quite strong if they get this wall up. Just going to quickly pause here. If we can show you the map. You can see we have these big hills that I actually didn't see this. There was a possibility I could have gone through here. I didn't know that. So that's a very sneaky gap that I didn't actually saw in the game. But this is on my side. This is the enemy. As you can see, he's on his sheep. I'm on my sheep. Nothing special there. But I'm just going to let this game play through as from the French perspective. So you can see exactly what happens. So this is my camera perspective. We are clicking and making sure that the scouts are scouting. We have the second scout out as a start, so a double scout start into the villagers. And that was because I wanted to get a sheep lead and not worry too much about my food in the start. You'll see later why that was important, and also to know exactly how to quickly defend or stop a wall from going up, and that was the plan here. The double scout was to get the sheep to the base as quickly as possible, find out information about the enemy, get as much sheep as possible, and stop this wall from going up so we can actually fight or do a night rush. So we started with the standard 6 villagers on sheep, first 2 on gold, third one on gold. This is as perfect as you can get it. So just to explain, you have 6 on sheep, your first villager comes out. We trained a scout obviously first, but the first villager comes out, he builds a house, the house then onto the gold mine. And when you are on the gold mine, the second villager will already be coming out. So you right click the gold mine with a blue flag. And he's gonna start mining gold, and almost, depending on how far this is away, by about 70% when this gold mine is done, he will be done with the first 10 gold. So there's zero idle time with your villagers. You can see here we have a significant 7 sheep here. If he tried to cheese this, I was very lucky that I didn't go closer to the town center, because if I was any closer here, I would have lost that sheep. Be careful with the English. I'm just going to show you from his perspective. His ring is huge. That is the active ring that he can reach with his aim when he's attacking you. On the French side, if you can see on my side, let's go to my view there. It's much smaller. That's the maximum range I can attack. Sometimes you get like 1 or 2 shots that goes off as you're running out of the ring. It will hit you as you're running off. But the English, they are very good at cheesing you when you get too close to their main base, and then you end up losing. If I lost the 7 sheep, it's just as well as GG. Small things like that, because now you have to find other sources of food, and it becomes very difficult. You can see the time now. We can actually see it's 2 minutes 30. 2 minutes 30 into the game. We are already ready for the first landmark. We were rushing this a little bit by taking 4 villagers. You can see I took one off to put him on wood. So just a bit of microing on the villagers. Still the 3 on gold, 4 on the sheep still, so you don't lose the food production, so you can keep training villagers. So after the 3 was on gold, and obviously you train consistent villagers, but if you keep stacking them up too much, you'll not be able to reach the 400 food that you need. And if you hover over your food with the amount of villagers, you can see how many minutes it's going to take you to reach the food amount that you want if you don't do anything with your food. You can hear the second scout picking up more sheep here at the back. I did bring the sheep back on this side with the scout, so now I'm running forward again with the scout, because I want to know how quickly is he rushing, how aggressive is he going to play on his side and get some information, get some more sheep if I can. And you can see now we have 12 sheep, 250 sheep per 250 food per sheep. So that is a significant amount of food to assist you, especially in the early game. If we compare it to his side, just because we have the double scout, you know, there is one carcass, one sheep. I can't really see where his scout is now, but you can see the food difference there is amazing, and stuff like that will really make a big difference in your game. So please make sure when you are doing the double scout that you use them to the full efficiency, because they are a 60 food investment, so it's not that expensive. You can see I picked up another one there, and this was just me not managing my scout a little bit there, but that's a very good outpost for him. A big wood investment early on, which is good, but I would say that close to your food source or close to your wood source would have been a lot better, and I'll explain to you now why. So here I see the villager coming out. He wants to wall this off. I think he's seeing on my side, as you can see, there's his scout. He sees we'll go from his perspective, so we can just see what he sees. So he has not come any closer here. So if this was you playing as the English, compared to his route, very nice is to go around the back of your base. There will always be sheep in the close vicinity of your base at the start. Some choke point or centralized point, usually between the 2 points there's a sacred site. Like you saw early on, I picked up about 2 sheep here, and then there's usually a sheep of 2 or 3. But he hasn't really scouted me out. He knows, he sees the gold mine, he sees the wood, he sees the double houses. He doesn't even know I'm training cavalry here. So this is very important from his side to continue scouting or prioritize the villager. So I'm just jumping back to my perspective here, because we are focusing on French gameplay. This scout is already fighting this villager, trying to stop this wall from going up, because this wall is going to delay the rush that we are trying to get with the cavalry here. You can see we have Royal Knights coming out there, and we get the villager here. He kind of didn't go down, surviving with bare minimum HP, 2 HP there. So we kill the villager, and now we are just attack move cancelling to get as much damage onto the scout as possible. You can see 3 shots, 4 shots, 5 shots. He killed the little sheep there, trying to be a bit toxic, but that's okay. And you'll see now we have extra villagers going onto the wood. I know this wall went up, so now I'm splitting my scouts up, and I'm keybinding them by pressing Control 1 or Control 3. So this scout is on Control 3, this one is on Control 1. So if I double tap 1 or I double tap 3, I will jump immediately to that location of the map, kind of like what I'm doing now. That's what you'll see if you have the keybinds. And my town center is bound to Control 2. You can also press H. So to quickly organize and train while you're scouting. Keybinds will really make your life a lot easier. So I see the second age up. Just a bit of extra information. You have the Archon, I think I'm not going to even try go into detail, but there's 2 landmarks. I think he made a mistake. There's 2 landmarks you have as the English, and one of them trains archery ranges, and the other one heals units in a close vicinity, not that much. So I have the scout back here, so I can kind of have vision here, and all I'm doing is I'm harassing him, because every single time he moves the villagers, like you can see here, he's trying to attack me now, pulling all of the villagers to attack my scout. And villagers do have decent attack. You can see they have 5 bows, so there is decent health, but your scout regenerates health. You can see he's on 56 health, and it's quite decent health regen. 57, 58, 59, so he's gaining health. So now my second scout, I'm just managing the base quickly, making sure I'm training cavalry. I built the archery range as well. So I'm pausing to quickly just talk about the build order. So you have your villagers on the sheep, 6 on sheep, 3 on gold to start, and that's going to rush you into the feudal age, right? So with the 6 that you have, once the 3 is on gold, your initial build or to get to the feudal age is just 5 villagers. So you have 1 house, the gold mine, and 5 extra villagers that you train that's also going to be on food. And by the time that you have 200 gold, you'll have a little bit more than 200 gold, but you need that extra gold because you want to get the royal knights, you want to get the healing upgrade that they have here. I forgot the name of it, but so to prioritize a bit of gold as the French, very important. We just trained standard archers here. You can go for a fast castle if your enemy is very defensive, because the French crossbowmen are insanely strong. If you want to play a castle age fight and wall this off with a stone wall, that's 100% fine, but I just want to show you how potent the French are in the feudal age. It is such an easy win if you just manage your start very correctly, and I'll even show you versus spears how strong this is, because we are managing our resources, because we are prioritizing. You can see as a villager up here, and what we're doing on our side, we actually get found out here. We are hiding in this little bush here. We have the second scout here at the back, so all we are doing is we are being as annoying as possible with our scouts. You can see I'm going in here for another harassment, because that sound when someone attacks you, the little red sound you see like that, I'm getting attacked as the enemy. It's annoying. You have to choose, are you gonna get them off gold like what's happening now they're attacking again, and he's sending his scout back, so I'm bringing 2 scouts in. I actually stopped looking here. I went back to my base, but we have the 3 archers, 3 royal knights, a scout watching the wall so we can see any outposts or anything going up, and we are just harassing and stopping any production or getting just that little bit ahead every single time. I start running out of resources after the blacksmith, so you can see we are on 4 houses now. We did train the archery range after the lumber mill, so be careful not to, especially in the early game, not to miss the opportunity to get wood. It is the priority as soon as you get the feudal age, as soon as you have 5 on the gold. So you can see now we have 11 on food, we have 5 on gold, and we have another 8 villagers on wood, because we're getting upgrades here, because we know there is safety here. There's a wall without a gate, so any attempts on the enemy or any quick rush, we will know what's going to happen. I actually lose my scout here, and again, look at the villagers. Again, he saw the attack, now he tries to kill the scout, and because of that he has to stop gold mine. But every single second we're just going back, just harassing just a little bit. There's no access from his side to our base. If it was a different map, obviously it would be much different, but we've scouted out the whole map mostly. We know what to expect. We have a army forming quite significantly, and the goal here is to get the siege engineering and the steeled arrow upgrade, and if you can and time allows or resources allows, the fitted leatherwork. But this upgrade should be happening if you're rushing in the feudal age while you are fighting, because otherwise you're delaying this too long. If it was the amount of resources I'm investing into cavalry and archers, I could have already gone into the castle age, and that would be at the 10-minute mark. So you can get a really fast feudal age, a really fast castle age, and then prioritize the right units to defend if you have this limited access, you know, and an easy point of control. So I lose the scout there, but it was to harass him. You can see idle villagers again, now they're farming wood. Another thing is you can see I'm building a second lumber mill now, closer to my wood line, because this time that the villagers are running back is idle time. You want to keep inching. You see it's almost one tile between the two lumber camps. So as soon as you're 4 or 5 tiles in, put down another lumber camp. If the villagers are farming around the corner like this, bring them back, click on another tree, just micro them a little bit if you have the time. We did put more villagers on gold, just keep producing villagers. And now we have a really nice force ready. We have that first siege engineering up. You can see we have the steeled arrow and the fitted leatherwork is in queue. So I know, you know, your royal knights are a little bit stronger than your scout, but, well, a lot stronger, but they have the same amount of siege damage. So there we have a 10 siege, and on this one you can see just under the torch it's 10 siege. So they'll do 10 damage each against this wall. We don't need, archers do no siege damage, so they literally do 1 damage against the wall. Minimal. I just pick off the sheep because of the one he killed earlier. So now I'm trying to get through this wall because we have archers. We are pushing to get at least 9. 9 is a good amount to have, and this is late because of the wall, because we knew we were harassing him and stopping him from producing, you know, efficiently. But this is an amazing French push. If you get this early, you can fight any army, any civilization in the early game. And I'll show you, especially versus Spearmen, because he knows about the French cavalry and he knows to train Spearmen. So we are going to go into to view all cinematic mode. So here you can see he has a double barracks trained. He's trying to go for an outpost. We are just getting this outpost out of the way so we reduce his vision. And he has a forward mill and a lot of wood invested early on for that food. Remember when we said the sheep that we had? Now only my sheep is finished and I'm moving the villagers over to a hunt at the back. And his sheep has been finished for a long time. He has to invest very heavily into wood and have all that wood reinvested into food, and that is not a good thing if you are getting rushed by the French. So we have a few archers here just picking up some villagers, trying to see what comes out of his base because we don't really have vision. So they see the spearmen, and that if you had to have just cavalry, these spearmen will win the fight. They are level 1 hardened spearmen. Actually level 2 hardened spearmen is because of the English having the strongest spearmen at the early age. Versus the Royal Knights, they will win this fight because if you click on them and you hover over them, they do 20 extra damage, so essentially 28 damage versus cavalry. And we only have 190 health, so with that amount of spearmen, your Royal Knights will really die very quickly against these spears. But we did get the armor upgrade. Let's see. Yep, the armor upgrade was finished, so we do take less damage now as well. And we're just using the archers to assist picking off these spearmen because they are very strong against these light infantry. And you can see the town center doesn't do any damage against them, and there he taps out. We were planning on using the ram to rush forward to get the town center, but that's how quickly and how easily, even versus spearmen, how quickly and easily you can win as the French. And that's the feudal age. That's less than 14 minutes in that this game was finished. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to do a lot more content with the French, especially with ranked. I think it's starting on the 22nd of January. The season is going to be 12 weeks. So if you need some more French content and you want to hop into my channel and check more content or how to tweak and practice, please come join my channel. Please like and subscribe to the video. It does help a lot. I'm a new channel. I'm just planning on going heavy on the French, especially in this early times of ranked, and just getting as good as possible with them. I've not, played a lot of strategy in the last few years, but I've really enjoyed Age of Empires 4. I think it's such a good game. It's so cleanly developed. It's so easy and comfortable to play. And I'm an OG Command & Conquer player. This was such a breath of fresh air when this game came out early this last year. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. And please hop back shortly for another video of the French.